Maine has always been considered, I think, by the rest of New England and the rest of the Northeast as being a community of hardworking people. I think there's some cachet in the Maine name, and it carries through with the lobsters. Used to carry through with potatoes. Potatoes used to be, Maine used to be the #1 producer of potatoes in the country. And I think there still is, and I think it's a strong cachet of people, when they look at products that are coming out of Maine, they're looking for quality, and that's what they're getting. My partner owns the farm, is the one that came up with the idea for doing vodka. In 2001, 2002, the big craze was low-carb diets. So he saw his production, or excuse me, the sales of his processed potatoes drop a little bit, so he thought maybe we could do something else. Started producing potato vodka. A couple years later, we came out with blueberry-flavored vodka, still with potato base, but we thought the blueberry industry being so strong in Maine was a perfect fit for our first flavored vodka. Since then, we've come out with our gin, actually, and our gin at the time, was the only potato-based gin in the entire world. It was all experimental at first. In fact, we couldn't get any information from anybody in the world. I contacted Chopin, who was the biggest potato vodka producer in the world, and they said they wouldn't talk to us. There was one other group in the United States, but they were doing potato starch out in Idaho. So for us, it was pretty much just experimenting the whole way and coming up with a process that worked. What we do is just like a brewery. We take the potatoes, we make a potato soup, and then we ferment that soup. When you're in a brewery, you're making that soup out of barley and wheat and rye, whatever you're using. We just do it with potatoes. You ferment that out with the same sort of yeast. We actually use an ale yeast, the ale yeast that's been modified to take higher temperatures and higher alcohol. The difference that we have is that we're just trying to make the alcohol. We're not trying to make a flavored solution like you do with a beer, where you're putting barley, you're putting hops in there, you're trying to balance it to a certain flavor. For us, we just want alcohol. And then that next piece is the distilling, where we're stripping that alcohol out of what we call our potato wine. And then we use that to create the vodka and the blueberry and the gin. People want to know where their stuff comes from. People are looking for authenticity, and they're also looking for something in their glass that was made local, and it's part of being Maine, part of being distinctive, part of being genuine.